Hey, thanks for joining us. This is my favorite rabbi, the only rabbi in South Dade, Rabbi Yossi Harlig, right here. Thanks for being here, Rabbi.
I always love it because I look forward to our conversations. We used to have these conversations without microphones, without cameras, and we said, you know what? Let's just put the camera and the mics in front.
It's called therapy. So it's perfect.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
So just to refresh people, Chabad of Pinecrest, Kendall, and just as important, if not more, Friendship Circle and Mitzvah Kitchen and Mitzvah
Friendship Bakery.
Friendship Bakery. Your wife is doing such a great job in naming these things. All right, so congratulations to her for being the brains behind the operation. And I understand your son is there, working there as well.
Correct.
How old is he?
My son is 27.
Oh my goodness! How could you be that old?
I have a 31-year-old.
Oh my goodness! As a matter of fact, I saw him.
Yes, he does shows.
He's he's a real gentleman.
Yes,
and he learns your patience, and he listens well. Doesn't interrupt when people trying to vomit. There's stuff all over because they think through him as you. Maybe. All right. And I saw your lovely daughter a couple of weeks ago.
Yep. Very
articulate, and I remember years ago I said it was almost precocious that she was so ahead of her age. And she's how old?
She is 30. I got a great beard. I don't look like that, but Dave.
Okay. So let's talk about your favorite subject. So tell us what that is.
My favorite subject is the lives that are being impacted on a daily basis on the campus. Nechum and I were blessed to be Chabad rabbis, Rebbetzins in South Dade, and we had a dream. And once we started meeting people, the Rebbe's vision is the greatest gift a person can give to the world is to be a lamplight and inspire other people. But the greatest gift is not that you should be the only one inspiring other people. You should get other people to give them opportunity that they can be a light to other people's lives. Because Michael, we speak about this almost every show. The feeling that you have, when you can impact another person's life, this is the greatest feeling. It's worth more than anything. So looking back, and now 30 years later, we built a campus that on a daily basis, people come on the campus and change other people's lives through the programs that we do. I'm very comfortable to say, I don't know of another campus where you could come on a daily basis and see people changing. And I'm not talking about my staff. I'm talking about people in the community are coming on and impacting other people's lives.
You talk about bringing light, and we all have this vision of people in a group, each lighting a candle. And you realize it's one light here, and it's one light here, and one light here, and one light here. All of a sudden, the room is lit.
Right.
And so that's the impression that I get. I've been to at your place off and on for years, and we went there for the anniversary.
30 year,s
30 years, I don't know, a couple of months ago. It was fantastic, right? And you see the people that are there. Somebody even joked, were there Jewish people there? I said all of them,
right,
from everywhere, were showing up to pay tribute to the fine work that not just the community did by helping support it, but by you and your staff to make this such a big deal. When you introduced me to the Friendship Circle, I don't know, 20 years ago, I suspect.
Yes.
And I said,
we started in 2004. It's a little more, That
was pretty good for this guy, all right?
Yeah.
I'm thinking, autism, what is that? And so I really didn't pay much attention to it. But I can tell you, because of that, and each of the steps along the way, and you slowly introducing me to that concept, that we have a show on autism by Victor Tunzo that does that. And he brings people that are in the autism arena, directly impacted themselves or people in the industry. And to have the conversations with the moms and dads, the sisters, the brothers, and the uncles, and the providers is really tremendous. And we had Alex that worked here for years, and I want to tell the story again. A couple of years ago, a doctor comes in and said, my son just graduated from records and video film. He's looking for an internship. And I said to him innocently, and he has autism, he's not going to start screaming, is he?
You asked him that.
Just like that. He goes, no. And I said, God, did I just say that? But I think that's an immediate response that people think until you understand. And I said, and I'm saying, he just finished college. I'm saying this to myself. He says, let me show you some of the work that he's done. The father reaches in the pocket, takes out his camera to show me some of the film. And I said to myself, Michael, don't look at that. You cannot judge him by this 15 seconds. And I said, Doc, you know what? You're saving lives, so you're on. 4 days, 3 days, 4 hours a day. That's Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 4 hours a day. At the end of the first day, we offered him a job.
Wow.
And he was here for 3 years, and he moved on to a better place for him. And his dad called me, I don't know, a month after that, and to sort of thank me. I said, no, I'm thanking you. And I got to tell you that he grew a lot. I said, but we grew a lot too, for every person that was here. So it was one of him and 30 of us. And I said, you know, we now have a show on autism because of him. That's what he got for us. And when I see that impact that you can have by just the father got him here. So then we had 30 people, and now we have tens of thousands a month that watch this guy's show and bringing forth the things that you do as far as helping children and adults with autism. So my hat's off to you, because it really started with the awareness that you made me look at. So anyway, that's enough of the good stuff. So tell us about some of the programs that you have available for people on the spectrum that is so big now that it's easy to get lost in that.
Correct. So one of the biggest challenge now is when you're raising a child is when they become adults. So once they're 21 years old, there's no programs for them, because they can stay in public school and schools until 21. Then after that, what are the kids going to do? And they're home all day, and not only they're home all day, now the parents have to be with them all day. So we're becoming also very big in the adult program now. A few times a week, the kids could learn. We teach them culinary skills on our campus. We started something called Friendship Bakery, where the kids make every Thursday with a professional baker challah. Over the summer, we just had the challah for our own staff. Now we started selling them. Not that we're going to be making a lot of money, but it's more giving the adults a purpose and feeling like they're not only standing in the kitchen being busy, but their challah is being bought and being eaten. So now you go on to our website, friendshipbakerymiami.org. You could order challah. People are starting to order now. We want it to be ready before Rosh Hashanah, before the Jewish New Year, where a lot of people like to have challah. So we're doing that. We're starting some AI integration. We're teaching them, because like you did for this young man working by you, we know now for the higher functioning adults, if you could have programs and teach them AI, and they could have jobs elsewhere. So we're also doing that. And we're doing the Mitzvah Kitchen, as you know, that's been a new organization that we started a year ago. We've done over 24,000 meals.
So explain that. So
Mitzvah Kitchen, when we opened up the campus, I said, we have a beautiful kitchen, beautiful campus. What else can we do? When we found out there was a segmented community that's struggling with food insecurity, meaning a lot of parents don't know, should I spend money on a fresh meal or money to pay my FPL bill? Or should the kids just eat rice and pasta? And we said, why should anyone have to suffer? Why don't we bring, again, volunteers together? And by the way, you were the first donor. When I told you the concept, you gave us $500 that you want to give towards the Mitzvah Kitchen. Remember I told it to you? And we said, let's bring the community together, that they could make the meals for other people. People wonder, why do you need to bring the community together? Why don't you just have a chef doing it? Because when people get the meal, the number one thing they want, besides filling up the stomach, is also knowing they're being valued and give them dignity. And you give a high quality meal to them and say, you know what, the community came together because we care about you. That goes a long way. And today we've done over 24,000 meals. There's public events. You could go online and come. And then there's private events. Corporations come.
Tell us about that.
The private events. We had Florida Blue, Walmart. We're having FPL came. They all come because a lot of companies need team building. The team comes together. You go on our website, you can see videos of it, mitzvahkitchen.org. So in 2 hours, they have team building. They make between 300 to 500 meals. And corporations love it. But you know what the greatest thing is? Every time a corporation comes, it could be Florida Blue, we had Citizen Bank that came, no matter who comes, the next public event, I see some of the employees come with their family. What does that tell you? You come back and you tell your family, this was the most amazing thing. I came, I did something meaningful, and it felt great. Why don't you come and join me? Every single time.
And in the Mitzvah Kitchen, you have a chef that's there.
Correct. We have a whole
you
team.
Have staff there helping the people make the sandwiches for people that had never been in a kitchen other than to eat in it, right? And then you take this food and then you give it to people.
Yes.
And you give it to other organizations.
So we've given it to over 42 different charities. These are organizations that deal already with their clients of people that are struggling with food insecurity. So we don't give it, we have some families that come to us. We have some special needs families we give meals to, but mostly we drop off 300 to 500 meals at an organization that already is feeding people. We want to do before Thanksgiving, the week before Thanksgiving, we want to make 5,000 meals. So we're opening up for the week before for corporations to come. We have one public event Sunday before Thanksgiving, but every day we're reaching out to different corporations. So why don't you bring your team in to make meals? Our goal is to hit 5,000 meals within a week. We want every person that we could reach to get a meal on Thanksgiving.
With people, because people make this food, they put it together. Have you factored that in? How many people you need for that to occur?
We need to make 300 meals. You need at least 30 people. We have a time period within 2 hours. So depends how many people. Yes, we need as many corporations, as many people come for public events.
So what type of name them? We're going to put them on the spot. So name some of the ones that you would like to have show up.
To Baptist Health. If you get Baptist Hospital to come, it would be
Bo Bollinger, where are you?
Let the team come out and make meals. Yes, we like Baptist Health to go. We like Mastec to come out. We like those are the two companies they would love for them to come out. We Citadel already is underwriting. Some people don't have enough. Corporations don't have enough people in their offices to come out, so they just underwrite it. So those are the ones. Let's get back. Baptist can send 200 people to make meals. Are you friends with anyone Baptist?
Not anymore.
No, not after this minute. Or?
So let's talk what it's like for the people that go for team building. They come in with a certain expectation, and in 2 hours, tell me where their heads are at, because I know they must tell you what it's like for them.
There's two things that happen there. Number one, the team building. You see, a lot of times people are comfortable only talking to people they know. People they don't know, they're not comfortable talking to. You watch it. What happens then, people tell me the magic, when you stand like a table like this, you just one side you're cutting vegetable, the other side, people start talking to each other. There's a magic in the room that happens at a mitzvah kitchen event when people are just standing around the table cutting up food. And companies have told me they never see people talking to each other so relaxed and smiling and happy like when they come to the mitzvah kitchen. It takes away some threat. It's very interesting. I didn't realize
it. Is that because it's food?
I'm not sure what it is. Maybe you're both working on something, you start talking to each other. Most people will only talk to the same people they know.
So here it is. They're doing something that's bigger than themselves and bigger than the group, because 300 families, 300 people, whatever, are going to see that. And that multiplies because the people that receive it, they're saying the same thing. And we all know that. I worked on something that might have gone through 5 people, and ultimately some kid out there and some family that's struggling got the good graces because somebody gave us money to be able to buy this stuff so we can sit down there and make that food. That's incredible. Did you think of all that?
No. So what happened originally, and that's funny, like how I get my ideas. I wish I could say that was the reason. Originally, it started actually from a donor that said, "Rabbi, I want to give you a grant, but I want you to do something, to start something new." So I said, "There's no kosher food in South Dade. But I don't want to start a restaurant. I need Michael Miller to complain that burger wasn't good and go back for $20. I'm going to sit and
have to listen to him.
You have to listen to Michael Miller. I'm not interested." So I went online actually, and I saw this concept in Australia that you get people together to make food. And I know the power of volunteering already. I know the magic it does through Friendship Circle. I said, I like it. I have to go to LA a few months later. The guy that worked in the kitchen in Australia started one in LA called OBKLA. I told him, let's stop in there. I went in there with my kids. As soon as I saw the energy in the room, I said, we got to bring it here. I came back to our campus. We were middle of construction. And originally, I was annoyed that the kitchen is running into the social hall. But now I realize it's such a beautiful room. People love it. And that idea came there, but it took off much quicker than I thought. So I kind of saw the concept, but then I brought it over here. We changed it. We tweaked it. We did it our style. But it started from a different place at all. And then it ended there. Same thing like Friendship Circle. Friendship Circle didn't start with me helping special needs kids. It started, I wanted to engage Jewish teens. I mean, today we help everyone. It's non-sectarian for everyone. But it came from one way. We spoke about this, and then God sends you down a different road.
Well, my hat's off to the impact that the organizations are making in the community. It's really been 30 years.
Yep.
I know, it's just gone by so fast.
Yeah.
You probably remember one day I'm at your house years ago. It had to be 18 years ago. And you said, I think your daughter's going to marry that guy. Hold on, let me call Rabbi Freeman over there at FIU Chabad. And you picked up the phone and called. You said, hey, Grandpa, or whatever you said, they're going to get married. I said, no. Yes, and they did.
And how bad was it?
It was great, actually. We have forget that, we got 2 beautiful grandchildren, Benjamin, who's 12, and then Charlotte's 10, and Benjamin is bar mitzvahs in May. And I asked him to do some prayer the other night in front with somebody. I said, he speaks Hebrew. He just rattled it off. And when I saw your kids, when they were little, stand up and do that, I went, look at that. I said, that's how smart this family is. They can teach these kids that, because that makes a big difference when you do it from the beginning. And I remember Rabbi Friedman's kids, they were little kids, they would stand on the chairs and they would do that. So there's this great teaching that happens there.
Education is, for Jewish people, for everyone, education is super important. Look around the world today. Not that I want to go down this road now, but you look at the education through social media. Unfortunately, there's a lot of negative education and the lies, but you got to learn. You got to, what you feed the head, what you feed the brain of your kids, what you feed them is what they're going to think about.
So we see the difference. And Susan has set up the house now. We took out our living room. We moved into another room, and she has a table twice as long as this.
For Shabbos.
Lined up just there. It's there all the time. And I said, well, why not? All right. So the living room furniture is now in a pretty big den. So we have 2 sets over there to watch the TV that way and not to. And that's something that I really learned. All right, from you. I do want to do a shout out to Rabbi Warbler from the Southwest Miami Chabad, a familiar, fine gentleman, all right, got a lovely family, and they have services for people that are looking for something that's very intimate. He's a fun guy. You can find him all over the internet. And also Coconut Grove Chabad over there where my wife and family goes. And I saw also the younger Felix, who does the University of Miami. I forget his name.
Mendy,
yes. And so when was the first show that we did here? Do you remember when that was?
No, I can't even remember. How long are you doing shows already?
A long time. So we have
How long
we have over 7,000 shows that we've done from here. And Grant now does a lot of outside stuff, and so he's like Mr. Wonder to be able to,
Grant Miller here.
That's
yes.
I know. He figured
Who's that? That's also Grant. Who's that? The Grant Miller now.
Oh no, that's Miller Myers.
Miller Myers there, yeah.
Yes. So here we are.
Basically, once you start working for the Millers, you don't leave, right?
You can't get out, right?
Most of your staff are here forever, right?
We have some people over 35 and 40 years. Many actually. How about 8 or 10?
Do you do quarterly reports and analyze that?
You know, I have Leslie over here. She's 20. She knocks that 60-year-old down right in half. It's like 2 30-year-olds.
No, but it shows a lot about you and your brother
Yeah.
that you have a certain style, and some people like it.
Yeah,
some people like
some people. That's good.
See, there are some people that like it.
So I do want to touch on, we just got a couple of minutes left, but during the Champlain Towers collapse, I just wanted to let people know, again, you were there every day, and how traumatic that was for everybody, including yourself, and because I watched you go through that. And it's like, so here it is now. It's been, how many years has it been?
They have in 2021. It's almost 5 years.
Yes. So looking back, so people can understand, when you went there as a caregiver, as a first responder as far as religious and support, there's trauma associated to these people when they show up there to help us in there.
Well, for sure. I still, I forget what happened this morning, but I have this vivid memory as to this, like it happened right now. When I showed up to the building and people are like in shock. Look, right now it happened an earthquake in Colombia. There was an earthquake in Venezuela. It's very sad, but it's not the shock because people know earthquakes happen. But in the middle of the night, sleeping, and the building just a pancake, and still hearing the voice from people saying, my kid just came there overnight, just to sleep there overnight because he had a funeral the next day. Or they just came 1 o'clock in the morning from New York and they got there 5 minutes ago. It was like that till today. I don't think people could. That part has never happened in our country.
All right, so we got about a minute left. Tell us about the holidays that are coming up and when they are, to remind people.
Correct. So everyone got back to school now, so now everyone's opening up the mail and saying, okay, now that we can finish our vacations,
We have 1 minute.
we're at school. Now starts the Jewish New Year, the holiday, and it's a great feeling because you have a time for renewal. Always looking for a moment of renewal, to start over again, to look back at the past year and take a resolution for next year, to add one little thing in your life, being more Jewish, more connected. And I think, fortunately, unfortunately, today, being Jewish is not something you can hide from. It's something in everyone's mind for the last few years. It used to be I had to wake people up. Don't forget, you're Jewish. What are you going to do about it? Today, you don't have to. The world woke us up.
Yes, and we see that, and
Yes.
I appreciate that. I've never been the known target for anti-Semitism ever until recently. And I told you last time, and it's like, that really impacted me. And so I struggle with what it was like for you on two different occasions in 2024, and then last year walking near your home and
Yes.
people rolled down their windows and said some really awful things. Before that, I didn't think that it existed. It only affected other people. No, it affects all of us because that hate is still there. And as I asked my father 60 years ago when we were at the marches in St. Augustine, the white people were lined up. We was the reporters with them and all the blacks in the street. I said, Dad, what do these black people ever do to these white people to make them so mad? And you know that 60 years later, I'm still asking that.
Wow.
All right? Whatever color it is, whatever religion, say, how is this generational thing that goes from generation to generation to generation? So if people want to feel connected without having a religion connected to it, they go to the mitzvah kitchen and they can connect with their friends, they can connect with their bosses, and connect with volunteering because it does make a difference.
100%. And I see it. It's something that people want to keep coming.
Rabbi, thank you very much for being here.
Always a pleasure. Love
Okay.
catching up. It used to be we could just schmooze in the office. He said, you want to talk? We got to be on the mic.
Yes, that's it. Let's look right over there.
Yes.
Folks, first of all, thank you for joining us. And second, my brother Grant and I believe in the Disney rule, which is when you hug someone, don't stop until they do. Have a great day. Bye now.